can't pick one out, and we've been using this light, and it was real bright, so we switched it back to red. Got a bulb in that one, and I just had that one pushed too far that way, and it wasn't casting upon me. So all I had was the red light, and I was red. Now I am not, and that's too bright. I don't mind being a little red, a little creepy. It's what I do. Oh, you said we're live. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
Uh, fuck everybody. Shit. What's up? How y'all doing? How's y'all's week?
How's my weed? Pretty good.
I said week.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Damn it. I had a great topic to bring tonight, and I cannot remember it all of a sudden. I'm so mad at my
dude.
So
I was gonna talk about getting old in memories because I'm pretty sure. Here we go. I'm pretty sure that I'm not doing things at this point in time to support good memory skills. So yeah. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can acknowledge, dude. I went to my doctor's office. I'm not even lying. I went to my doctor's office, and this fell out of my pocket at my doctor's office, and I almost smoked it in his office.
We do not, madam. Well, I do not.
Yep. Nope, I don't hear you. I think I have to engage you and let you in so that we can hear you. You want me to let you in and you just don't show your face, but you yell at us?
There's been not only in Hollywood, but in wrestling, there's been a lot of big names pass this past week. Final cut down of before preseason is over, Kenny. I'm actually a little irritated at some of the people my team cut, but I'm gonna have to trust the process,
dude. Yeah, I'm like at this point in time.
Y'all got Trey Lance, buddy. Y'all gonna suck for another 10 years,
dude. I'm a Cowboys fan, which means I get disappointed about half the time every year. Okay, and then then aside from that, I live in Northern California, so they give me crap for being a Cowboys fan. But I'm like, the first game I saw was at Texas Stadium when Roger Staubach was quarterbacking. I was a little tiny thing. I don't even know who they played or if they won, but I saw them cheerleaders on the side of the field and things started growing on me, like the cheerleaders and things. And I was like, I was a fan for life after that.
Yeah, that wasn't what was growing.
Well, dude, yeah, my grandma was like, if you like the team so much, why do you want the poster of the cheerleaders? Because they got nicer butts, Grandma. I don't know what to tell you. Right?
Speaking of butts, and as it pertains to football, Morton Anderson, longtime Saints kicker.
Hey, Casey.
He's like Scandinavian or something, Norwegian. I can't remember originally. Anyway, he had played rugby.
You're doing great tonight, Sean.
They invite him over here to play American football, and the rest is history because he's one of the most legendary kickers in the history of the NFL. But the funny thing is, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. The first time he came out to try a kick, he's like a bunch of dudes in tight pants walked out in front of me and bent over. He's like, what the fuck? How they play football in the States, man? What the fuck is going on? And he was really – they actually have some old footage of him walking down the sideline going, the fuck? Why are all these dudes in tight pants bending over in front of me? They're going to hike you the ball. They got to bend over to do that?
Dude, I'm so happy that it's this time of year where sports are about to kick up again. Dude, it's like the winter is hard for me, dude. Just like football's over, right? And I'm not really I'll watch March Madness and stuff, but I don't really watch a lot of basketball anymore. And so it's
either football or MMA for me.
I describe the period between when football ends and when football starts as that painful period when you're growing your hair and you just want to cut it off because you can't do anything with it, but you have to suffer for 6.5 months until it shows up.
It gets to look. I call it, especially if my hair is not so thick anymore as all those that follow us know. But back in the day, I had really thick hair, and I call it the penis with ears stage, because when my hair gets about right here, it starts trying to curl under. And from the back, I look just my head looks just like the head of a dick, an uncut dick.
Yep. Oh man.
I mean, I'd have to put a hoodie on,
dude.
I'm sorry. That's not meant to be offensive.
My hair
but I don't
used
care.
to my
It is.
hair used to be really much browner. And then the shit starts happening where everything just starts turning white. And you look in the mirror and like I know for a fact I can pull them out. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna grow more, right? So like, what's the point?
Right.
Accept it. I didn't accept it though. I went and got that just for men shit, you know, and I got the one for the hair and one for the beard, and I put that crap on, and I look so ridiculous. It's not even like a human color of a beard. I don't know, but I gave up on the vanity and just accepted that I'm gonna have some white fur right here and all over here. Hey, Mitch.
Oh, I've got them right here on the corners of my beard, and right here in the middle of my chest is this nice. And what's funny for me is all the white hairs are longer and thicker and more coarse. I'll get these some bitches coming out of my eyebrow that'll be like, it'll be sticking out here. My coworker's like, Daniel, fuck, pull that. I'm like,
dude, yeah,
and out of your ears.
You know this. I had an uncle living with me who lived with us for 8 years, and he just moved out this past month at 88 years old. And I cut his hair for him. And believe me, I had to trim inside the ears. I had to trim the nose stuff. I had to trim the eyebrows. I called it raking the eyebrows. I laid a comb over it and took the clippers and went. Dude, like, and I look at that and I'm like, that's gonna happen to me. Like that shit's really gonna happen to me.
Absolutely, it's happening now.
All right,
welcome to getting old.
Yep.
Hey,
I got a question.
It wouldn't be the LDA, man. Come on, dude.
I got a question. If we do the shot, okay, and we successfully do the shot, will you be willing tonight to throw darts for some people?
I'll throw a dart. You know, I ain't afraid to throw a dart. They're right back there.
All right, look. It's the only.
I'm gonna throw them all at you. I'm gonna throw them all at you, though, Kenny.
It's the only thing in here that's cold.
Hey,
there's enough in there for a shot.
Hey, I got a question.
Huh?
Have you got a picture of Tar?
Nope. I got a picture of my second.
I need a picture of Tar.
It makes people run away. Hey, my sister.
Hey, I'll print it out and put it on the dartboard.
For real, my sister.
For real.
My sister actually says she has a VHS copy of my wedding, which has my band walking around and talking smack during the reception, and it's real bad. Like you guys will understand. I didn't become fucked up. I've been fucked up for 30 plus years. Right? All right, here we go.
Cheers. Oh, yes. That'll put hair on your feet. I've already got hair on my feet, so I guess I got a double whammy.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh,
that makes my stomach love me and hate me at the same time. I don't know why.
Yeah, Jaeger on spaghetti is awesome.
Oh God.
Ready.
All right. We're gonna put it here. Okay, yeah. You guys pick a number, and we're gonna throw the darts. If it lands on that number, you get to ask us a question, or you get
random ass question,
or you get to tell Daniel to drink again. But I don't have no more cold stuff. I'm drinking beer now. So,
are you drinking warm beer?
No, refrigerator right there.
Well, you said you had no more cold stuff.
Oh no, I threw them in the freezer. They're still in there.
Nice fucking one.
What?
So y'all give us some numbers. If we hit your number, you get to ask us a question. Whatever it is, whatever you want.
No, we'll talk to everybody. You pick a number, and he's throwing darts.
I mean, I know if everybody's I know a couple of numbers if people hang on to their. What's up, Sean?
Yep.
Mitchell's on 17. I know what Mitchell is. Mitchell knows I can hit a 17. I'll have to try not to hit a 17.
Jesse, 6. We got Jesse in the house. We got 6. Tim going for 6.
see,
666.
if
You
she
need
was
a
willing-
triple six.
If she was willing to participate, I would almost make her go throw the darts because she doesn't know whose number's what. Just tell her to throw random. It's gonna be hard for me not to, throw 17 on purpose.
Or a triple six.
6 and 17 is all I see right now. Madam is on. Madam, are you on 9? Yeah, I think so. You're on 9 with me. All right. So I got 9, 17, and 6. I will actually see if I can intentionally hit all 3.
All right.
I know
we
yours,
got 10.
Jesse.
We got 10 for Jesse.
All right. I got to take my headphones off for that, though. Hold on.
Do I pick a number? No. I can't ask myself a question. 7. We got 7. You turned 49 yesterday, Sean. Next year you can officially
to help ensure that it's random. Instead of throwing my normal way and bullseye and some shit, I'm gonna throw from a chair.
We got 10, 2,
That'll
7,
be an added
6,
level of
9. Okay, we got more numbers.
I'll just throw that behind
Dude. That landed on the 7th toe.
That's a 9. I threw a 9, but
We got a 9. Okay.
Hit us with it, madam.
Number 9 gets to ask the question. Hey, Tim.
How funny is that? Madam says this, and then that I hit her first.
There you go. All right. This better be. You want me to put you on camera so you could, or not on camera, but on here? You know what I mean? So you could ask the question out loud.
We're doing. If I hit numbers, it's random question. People get to ask this random questions, so I'm not intentionally aiming. So I added a level of difficulty by shooting from the chair.
Hey, dude, but the best part is I figured out at 50, you just stop giving a shit and it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Who is your least favorite artist?
That's going to get me in trouble.
Obligated to react to.
Can I let Jocelyn answer that one for me? The question is, who is your least favorite artist that we feel obligated to react to? I know what hers is.
Boy. I'm trying to think if I actually feel obligated. But we'll throw that kind of on the back burner. The least favorite one that I've reacted to and would do again. I was gonna say something about like speed rappers because they're like ridiculously hard to react to.
Right.
But I'm gonna go based on if I do this reaction, the fans are gonna come in and tell me I did it all wrong and I needed to listen to these other 84,000 songs first.
Right.
And the intro, you don't listen to the intro first, you listen to the intro fourth, because that's how the series goes of the songs. Right. So I'm going to say a combination of two. And that was Nightwish and NF. Like I got obliterated by the fans for not reacting to it right. And I'm a musician and they told me that I didn't understand musicianship when I did Nightwish.
Right.
I'm like, dude, for real.
Nightwish is going to be that for me, and it's not because I don't like Nightwish. It's not because their fans crawled me a new one our very first reaction, but I turned it around in the second one. I made it clear. They thought I was trying to say the sound guys fucking made them sound better. I said, no, that's a crystal clear recording in a stadium. Do you know how challenging that is with about 45,000 people? Lights, the hum. There's all kinds to get that clear of a record. I was complimenting the sound guys, not because I thought they made Nightwish better. But anyway, I turned it around, and I do like Nightwish. But we've covered most of the stuff, and now they have a whole new lineup, and it's not the same. And I feel obligated to go back. We do. We feel we need to finish the trilogy, I can't remember, the Greatest Show on Earth. Do that one, and then sadly we may not do any more Nightwish.
Yeah, for me, it was I have very specific reasons why I like reacting to music, and it's I felt out of touch with all the music that was new. I felt in touch with the old music, but I felt like the new music I was like completely out of touch with. And so reacting to things like, I didn't think I was going to react to country music. Okay. I didn't think I was going to react to metal bands that, and the people sent us all those. The thing for me was when I started getting yelled at by the viewers of the video for not doing it right. I'm like, I didn't know there was a wrong way to listen to a song.
Right.
So
Another thing that was getting on my nerves for a little bit.
No problem, Sean.
Was
hey, JP.
These was some that wanted to, like, say we did a particular reaction, and for the next reaction, somebody says, "Hey, we'd like to hear you do this reaction. It's about," and tell me absolutely everything about the song. I'm like, well, then I'm not reacting to it. I'm just pretty much watching it to see if I agree with you. Did anybody have number 1 or number 15?
Nope. Not that I know of. We keep going.
Son of a bitch. I'm skipping that one.
What up, Wayne? No. How you doing, man?
There's a 2.
There's a 2.
Jesse's on 2. I actually hit another 9 first, but I'm gonna make. We'll let Madam wait in turn.
Jesse, you're up. Your question.
Since she got to ask the first one, it was funny how that worked out. He's playing with his bounce. Boing, 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 boing. What's up, JP?
Yeah.
Pick a number, JP. If I hit your number, we're throwing darts, but not.
Good to hear, Wayne. Good to
hit your number, you get to ask us a random ass question.
We're alive over here too. The California weather and the earthquake
that one's gonna get me in
didn't
trouble,
get
Madam,
us away.
if certain people see this. M-Dog's going to give me much hell for that because he was one of our Night Wish. He came in with us on Night Wish.
Oh God, Jesse. Chevy Chevelle or a Charger?
For me, a Charger.
For me, what year?
I don't know.
For me, what year?
I would take a Challenger over the Chevelle, but if the Challenger is not an option, I might take the Chevelle over the Charger.
Dude, I'm taking either a 66 Chevelle or a 72 Chevelle with the 454 in it.
That's a nice choice. A nice choice.
Dude, they're sleds. It was the first car I ever drove. My grandma didn't have the 454 in hers, but my friend Mikey had that in his. But it was the first car I ever drove. I stole it out of the church parking lot. Told my grandma I was going to get some tissue out of the car, drove it around to the parking lot across the street, and came back and somebody had taken her place. And I had to park somewhere else. I was so busted. What?
We have an issue now. We have 2 on 17. Now, normally when I'm throwing for drinks, that's fine. But if we throw on 17, does that mean they both get to ask us a question?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Just making sure. Now, again, since I'm actually not intentionally trying to hit anybody's number, I'm trying to make it random for those that are just joining us. That's why I'm throwing from the chair to add a little bit level of difficulty. Because otherwise, I'll snipe you bitches and everybody will be asking questions. Are you fucking shitting me? Hold on.
Dude, for real, what is it? '79 Monte Carlo with a 454. That's a good one, Damon, for sure.
All of a sudden, I can't throw shit but 9s. What's up, Damon?
Uh-oh.
Let's see. I don't even remember what the number. Well, I think I remember everybody's. Sean's on 18. Okay. Where's the fucking? Okay.
Where's the 17?
Did somebody have a 5?
I don't think I saw 5.
Anyone have a 5? 5.
Let
me scroll back.
No,
we had a 6.
Damon, my dream car would be the car that was from the year of my birth, and it would be a 1968 SS Camaro.
Shit, Daniel. I am sucking this.
He can't hit nothing.
Well, from the chair, no. Hold on.
You might need to take a hit. right.
Fuck, who needs a? Let's see. There's 18s and 17s.
Yeah.
That is Rommel, who's not with us. There's your 18.
Who's 18?
That's Sean, I believe.
Sean, that's you.
I was lethal Saturday and last Wednesday. Of course, it's different when you're intentionally throwing for drinks and when you're kind of trying to be random to get a random person to quit.
Oh yeah, with the 70s foot design, the hang 10 pedal.
2 more so far, madam.
Damon, my friend had a 68 SS. It had a 396 in it. He called it the baby big block because he's the one who had the 72 Chevelle with the 454. And that Camaro, he had a Corvette rear end and 6-speed tranny in it. And it was first stage nitrous, 30% nitrous, 70% avgas. That thing was a beast. Like he used to eat Porsches and Corvettes all the time with that car. It was amazing. I love old muscle cars.
Depends on what I'm doing. On what I'm doing. Because I like to fucking not just go fast. I like to do a lot of curvy roads and fucking jinking and jiving. Sometimes, I mean, if I'm riding down the highway just to fucking run, I want a muscle car. However, if I'm going to be jinking and jiving, like say,
okay, Josh,
I might would take a, I might take something a little bit different. If I'm gonna have to be flying through a city or something, and actually, fucking working that bitch, I'm not gonna get the Challenger or the Chevelle or any of that. Now, if I'm on some open roads and I'm throwing down, yeah. But if I got to do some cutting up, I mean, you can do it in those. It's just a different. There's a different science about driving in big fuckers like that.
Yep.
Sean, are you going to ask your question? Are you still here, buddy? All right, Joshua.
Yep.
Are you fucking again, dude?
He might be procrastinating about that today.
All right, I'm gonna.
All right.
Did Sean leave us? All right. Well, I'll move on.
I can't tell because I don't have that.
If he pops back up, we'll come back to him. But I'm gonna move on.
Yep.
Son of a fucking whore.
9.
There's a 3. A 3.
On the Civic.
There's 7. Do we have a 7? All of a sudden,
7?
I cannot throw.
Hey, Shannon moved on up though. Shannon got the SUV now. Shannon pimping.
You were pimping while pimping was pimping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck. I'll throw some more.
Oh, nice. 69. Beautiful. 7 was yours. Josh, okay, you get a question. 7 was Josh's.
Hit us with it, Josh, and then in a minute I'm gonna see how I'm gonna throw some 17s because we got a couple of 17s to ask questions, and I think out of who's left or who's talking, their next I'll see. I'll go back to Sniper Daniel and see if I can throw a 17 or something. Yeah. It's hard doing it from the chair because if I put dart holes in the wall, Jocelyn will get mad, and that's my fear. I'm all off balance trying to do it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I haven't hit the wall yet.
Yep. All right, Josh, get your question in.
Yep.
When we were kids, what did we want to be when I grew up? Oh,
depends on when you ask me. At one time, it was G.I. Joe. At one time, it was a fighter pilot. At one time, it was an astronaut. At one time, it was a veterinarian. Depends on what part of my being a kid you're asking.
My ankle hurts. I tell. Hope it ain't the Achilles popping again. Woohoo! Let's see. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cowboy. Like everything we watched on TV was Bonanza, Gunsmoke,
Males of our age, that was what was available to see. So I think every guy probably like 45 and up probably went through the I want to be a cowboy phase, I think.
When I didn't know what I wanted to be until it actually fell into my lap at the time, when I started doing guitars, but that was all a fluke because it happened because I got hurt at work and I had to learn something else.
Right.
That was pretty dope. That was pretty dope.
And since I grew up on a working horse ranch, I actually got to be a cowboy, and it's not near as glamorous.
Nope. I mean, it is hard ass work. It is
shoveling horse shit and wrangling horses is not near as pretty as it is on TV.
Nope. But I'll tell you what, you do that for a year or two, and you will understand hard work. And
it is work, man. Horses are work,
and you don't get to take time off just because the weather or the whatever.
And Mama had show horses, dude. They had a refrigerator and a bed in the barn. During show season, they didn't come inside, man. And I was out, and I wasn't doing. They were doing halter and Western pleasure and all this other kind of bullshit because of the particular breed of horses.
Uh-huh.
I was going and borrowing my buddy's barrel horse, and I was running barrels and poles and bullshit like that. Good old field horses are still work, but for like the halter and the Western pleasure horses, they have to be stall kept most of the time, and that adds a whole new set of chores and things you've got to fucking do, and a set of challenges because stall kept horses tend to be worse to colic.
Yep.
It's a stall kept horses and just free roaming field horses are two completely different animals, and they think completely different. And like the stall kept. Those are big motherfuckers. Red was 19 hands. For anybody that knows what that means, and it's one thing if I'm running a barrel horse that's sitting about 13 hands and I fall is one thing. Red at 19 hands, as powerful a horse as he was, if he was to launch me, oh dude, the landing would be catastrophic, and that's if you don't then get run over by the horse. And I have had that happen. My mother thought it was funny. This is her favorite story to tell about me too. When I was real little, she put me up on this old white mare, and she knew that nobody had ever sat that horse. And that horse bucked 3 times and sent me airborne. I was a little old bitty kid, and she learned me a lesson right off the gate about that kind of shit.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to throw this out there. Did you ever once think you were going to be what you are right now?
No. No.
Dude, I certainly did not expect to be an overweight, alcoholic, pot smoking YouTuber. That's for sure.
Finally.
Oh, there we go. I believe we hit it.
Finally, I threw a 17 and a 6. We had somebody on 6 too.
There we go.
I can't throw for shit tonight. Trying not to throw one intentionally has fucked up my throw joke.
Yep.
What's up, Patches?
Hey, who the heck?
I mean, the touring musician part of my adulthood, yes. I believe I could visualize that as a kid when I first got into music. However, retiring from that to be something like
Tim's number 6. Tim is
where
number
I'm at.
6.
Where I'm at now, being a sheet metal fabricator. No, that's not where. Who dreams of being a sheet metal fabricator?
Tim asked if money was not a problem, where and what are you doing for your dream vacation?
Nowhere. All the going stops. Daniel needs to sit in one place and chill with my beautiful wife and do nothing. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. We'll talk about going somewhere the next vacation. We need to do some nothing.
I will be getting an opportunity now with the situation that's changed over here. I'll be getting an opportunity to do some vacationing, and my wife's already talked about it, that she wants to go to places where we would consider living. So right. North Carolina, she mentioned Ohio, she mentioned Maine. I'm like, holy fuck, that's going to be cold as a motherfucker up there, right? I'm trying to tell her Missouri or Oklahoma or something like that. So I'll get a chance to travel around there. If I have my chance for a dream vacation for my family, it would be, God, probably to take them to Hawaii. I hear there's discount flights right now if you go into Maui. Is that too soon? But I would love for them to see it and experience it, and take her somewhere where she's spoiled, and they serve all the great food and all that other stuff. I think
it is cool. I went in '92. I went with the Lions band, and we went to the island of Oahu. We did the whole. Matter of fact, we played the 50-year anniversary of Pearl Harbor event. But it is beautiful down there, dude. There's some choice shit to see there. Once you're there, you're going to realize you couldn't live there.
Oh, it's like
in '92, the cost of a pack of cigarettes was like $12, and milk was over $10 because everything down there is imported.
It's imported. Yep, every single
the
thing.
The drink machines you pass on the street, they don't have soda in them. They have locally canned fruit juices like guava juice and kiwi juice. They don't have Coke and Pepsi and bullshit. I
had a business where we shipped all over North America. When people wanted to get stuff from Hawaii, they're calling me to get a product that costs $24.99, and the shipping to get it over there is $104.
Right.
Right. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yep.
Swaggy, what up, man? Good to see you here, bruh.
What's up, Swaggy?
Swaggy reacts, man. Another North Carolina one. Woohoo!
Uh-oh. North Carolina well represented in all of our channels.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing these days? You can pick a number because he's throwing darts, and your number gets hit, and you get to ask us a question. We have. I think fucking
Swaggy can ask us a question if he fucking wants to, Kenny. I don't think I should have to throw darts.
Dude, listen. Listen.
I'll do it though, so he can participate.
Okay, listen. I got a question. I hope this shit's muted. It better be. Okay, listen. I got a question. Why did I just randomly get an email from Prison Fellowship? Dude, they usually send me emails about shit somebody was talking about, like a product. Like, okay, somebody's talking about Instapots. I get Instapot ones. Now I'm getting Prison Fellowship emails.
I hope that's not some foreshadowing there, Kenny.
Yep. Oh,
do you need prison insurance? Just asking for a friend.
No, I'm done with that shit. I need insurance against going there. It's called Act Right Insurance.
Madam is correct. JP and Mitchell still owe us a question.
Yep, they owe us a question.
I think Mitchell just said, "Fuck it, I'll drink." That's how we usually do it on my channel.
Aggie, you can get a question in too. Just feel free to ask us anything. If it involves me smoking more, the answer is yes every time.
Damn it. Airtime.
What is one bad thing that you guys did when you were kids that your parents never found out about? Dude, half the shit. I got busted the other half of the time. Like, for real. I got my ass kicked a lot, but I should have got it kicked a lot more.
I can tell you the one that sits on my heart the most, because I did get in some trouble as a kid and I deserved every bit of it, but if they only knew what I got away with, it wouldn't even be fun. But this one particular time, there's a Coke and a Pepsi plant down here, and one of them, I think it's the Coke plant, was the first ever for its brand. And this woman outside of Summit, her family were founders of that first Coke plant. I mean, the chick is so loaded, and she's only getting like a 30-second of but she's so loaded it's dumb. And she married this kind of a hick dude, and he's not a bad dude, but he had to do something. He had to have do something to make a living that was impressive next to her resume. So they decided to go into the muscadine wine business, and he had muscadine vineyards. And one of the funniest, we would house sit, right? And me and this dude, and he was the guy I would go hang out at his place and stay a whole weekend, as a teenager. And my folks didn't even know about this arrangement. They think I was going to stay with him. And because he lived his property was right next door, they would invite him and his mom, if she even cared. She would normally just send him to house sit this house when they would go on vacation. Well, they had 4-wheelers and 3-wheelers, and they had this 5-wheel machine called the Holler. Now, the Holler
Lord.
sits a little higher than the 4-wheelers and 3-wheelers. And what's funny about that is the other cousin that happened to be there crashing and partying with us,
No problem,
fucking
Sean.
cut that Holler. We were hauling ass down the vineyards, and he decided to hang a left, and
Yep.
it wasn't the road yet. So he's now crossing the lines for the vineyards, and it's like every time
Right.
he hits one. But we were out riding those 4-wheelers one night, and it wouldn't have hurt so bad, except that it was just a good fucking dog too. But one of their dogs got out of the pen and fucking followed us down the road on 4-wheelers and got hit and killed.
Oh.
And we fucking panicked like motherfuckers. And my buddy fucking just drugged that motherfucker off the road, off into the woods, and came over and said, "Don't say a fucking thing ever. Take this to your fucking grave." I didn't say shit, man.
Right.
And that's the one I feel the worst about, because I'm like, that poor fucking dog, man. You know, and that one. That's the one that's haunted me. Now, I got away with bad shit that my folks didn't know, but that's the one that's haunted me. And it kind of wasn't our fault, but if we wasn't out fucking around, the dog wouldn't have followed us out there anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I still, to this day, that puts a foul taste in my mouth. I need alcohol. I need a shot now. I'm gonna tell my wife to give me a shot. But wait a minute, I've got the adult sippy cup.
For me,
That is empty.
For me, it was definitely the night that ended the run. I'll just put it that way. And how everything happened. My grandma was clueless as to what I was doing. She just knew that I worked for Shell at the gas station, right?
Right.
That I was an assistant manager at a Shell gas station. It's 24 hours with a little market in it, you know. She didn't know the whole story of, me banging the boss's wife, who happens to be my new boss now. Well, she's like stealing things from him, and then somehow stealing a free 30-day trip to Embassy Suites on Shell Oil. We didn't know that. And dude, dude, we were like,
feel better.
Yep. We were in an Embassy Suites for 29 days. 29 days before it all went down. And she ended up laying on the ground in a teddy, passed out with a whole bunch of cocaine, a whole bunch of meth, all drunk out of her mind, and said she called the cops for help. And we're like, we got to get the fuck out of here, dude. My friend who was like trying to steal the fucking bed, dude. He wanted to dump it out the fucking balcony into my VW bus, right? Like, it was just crazy.
Damn, I feel that.
Yeah. And dude, it was just wild as shit. My boy had to jump out the window because the cops were pulling up, and he jumped out and he hit his leg on the roof of my fucking VW bus and broke his leg. And I drove, dude, I'm like escaping from this crime scene, driving my friend to the hospital. He's crying like a bitch. I get out of the car and I tell him, "Hey, get a wheelchair." And I yanked him out and I set him down. I said, "Later, bro." And I took off. And I ended up showing up at my grandma's house the next day. And she's like, "How you doing, baby?" And I'm like, bro, it was like I was expecting the SWAT team to come in and kick the door down at the hotel with all that shit she had in there. I was not sticking around for that.
A situation where I found I was in Starkville, Mississippi, which they call Stark Vegas with reason, dude. My buddy of mine and I got asked to go by our then girlfriends, both shady bitches. We should have known better. To go hang out at this party, right? So Eric, who is as straight gets. I mean, I'm a straight male, but Eric is, you could probably say, especially at that time of his life, Eric might have been a little homophobic. But we get to this party, right? And the girl that I'm seeing's roommate, which is the one Eric is there to see, her name is Tova, and Tova's brother's name, and I'm shitting you not, is Thor. And when we knocked on this dude's door, he opens the door, and he's huge, and he's ripped and everything, And he's like, "Hi, I'm Thor."
Oh Lord.
And Eric almost ran. And we
When
had,
the face doesn't match the voice, you know.
and we went in, and dude, he was living. It was kind of below an old building, and it still had cinder block like walls and shit. And he had gone through and drawn around everyone with this black light paint, put black light in there, and had it pop. And it actually looked like some kind of fucked up dungeon in there, right? And me and Eric are like, "What the fuck have we just walked into?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we go over there and sit down, and the girls run to the back to visit. I can't remember dude's name. I probably shouldn't say it no way, but they disappeared on us, left me and Eric sitting there. So Eric and I went and attacked the keg like a motherfucker, right?
Uh-huh.
First person that walks to the door, and I'm not trying to be offensive to anyone. I have good friends in the community, but the first person that walked through the door, we did not know, could not tell if it was male or female.
Yep.
And that started. Now Eric was a little. And Eric's gonna be mad at me for calling him out for this. He's a different cat now. But then Eric was getting a little, the fuck, dude. Then another person walks in, and we can't tell if that's a male or a female. And Thor comes back out and is like, "Can I fix y'all a drink? How y'all doing? Oh, I like those jeans on you. What's your name, Eric?" Eric is starting to wig just a little bit. And finally, Thor tells us, that if we need something to take the edge off, there is something upstairs. So we go upstairs into this room, and they've got two, those like 4x8 plastic fold out tables.
Uh-huh.
There's two of those stacked to the gills in weed and coke, and you name it is on this table, right? And I'm thinking about all the shit that I'm already seeing going down, and I was like, this is so funny. I'm trying to sound all righteous as I'm pocketing as much of this shit as I can step away with. And I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to be here when the cops get called. I'm not being near that. Dude. Stuff some more in my pocket.
This is why at my stage in life right now, I'm totally cool with all the punishment I got for what I did. I am totally cool with it. Not a problem. Don't feel like they over sentenced me. Don't feel like I got over beat up by my grandmother. Don't feel like I got over fired from jobs. I was a fucking asshole. Okay. And to be honest, like I deserved way more than I was getting. Like I told my grandma about 6 months before she passed away, she was talking to me. She says, "I feel like maybe I messed up from spanking you with the wooden spoon." And I said, "You should have done it way more." And I ain't even kidding. Like you only busted me for the shit you caught me doing. I was doing way worse.
My kids, one time, I told them about a couple of times that my mother in specific really got fucking, I mean, my dad was always a threat, but there was a couple times that mama got pretty fucking medieval is not even the term with me. And I was explaining to them what my mother did to me. And my oldest daughter's like, "Dad, that was abuse." And I said, "It absolutely was not." And she said, "How can you say that?" I was like, "You had to know what I did."
Right.
You had to know what right? That wasn't by accident. She didn't just haul off and decide to start waylaying on me. I had that shit coming.
If you're younger and you're watching this right now and you hear us talking about, all right, getting our asses kicked at home. Okay. Just because that didn't happen to you doesn't mean it shouldn't have. Okay.
Right? My mama used me like a soccer ball, dude, and she was in the World Cup finals. I'm not even lying. And they're like, "That's awful. It's awful." And I was like, "It is awful." But dude, you had to know what I did. You had to know what I did.
My grandmother, I believe, had stock in a wooden spoon company because she had those things by the barrel load. She'd break them over me. I'd laugh, and she'd go get another one. And then it's like, "Why you laugh, dumbass? Now you're going to get hit 20 more times till it breaks, and then you're going to laugh again, and you're going to get hit again." You know,
you could find my mama naked in the street, and she could just all of a sudden mentally materialize. Wow, right? A wooden spoon. My mama always had a wooden spoon, always.
And the truth of the matter is, I'm drinking this because I ain't got no cold booze. But
I got you.
The truth of the matter is, dude, a lot of kids. In fact, I said it in one of my videos. If my grandma came back to life right now, and saw what 2023 looks like, she would line up about 2/3 of the country and fuck every one of you up with a wooden spoon, like for real, because she would look at what's going on and going, wait, if she saw the way kids act in Target and their parents give in and buy them the shit because they're dude, my kid's autistic. He don't get nothing because he has a meltdown. In fact, he doesn't get something because he had the meltdown. If he wants it, he stops the meltdown. These kids scream and yell and call their parents bad names and all this crap, and then the parents turn around and buy them the stupid game. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Weak people.
My coworker, his little girl freaking punched him in the mouth and called him a sorry motherfucker. Let me tell you something. That dude was raised old school, and he kind of went old school, and it didn't faze her. But in my instance, let me tell you something, buddy. If I never once dreamed of hitting one of my parents, that would have been instant death.
Dude,
there'd have been no coming back from that.
It is instant death. They're gonna bury you.
And look, look, man. Kids these days can call what happened to us abusive, but the thing is, we learn the hard way how not to do certain stupid shit because they're,
and y'all still doing that
things you can't, right?
And you're all still doing the stupid shit. Yep, right here. JP had this shirt, and I saw the shirt, and I found it on Amazon. I had to buy it. We both got the same shirt, says "Wooden Spoon Survivor."
That sounds more like what my dad would do, madam. But
I remember my
grandma my great grandma now, when she sent you after a switch, you knew what kind to get. And if you didn't get that kind, she'd woo. Now see, there used to be this old black woman. I ain't even lying to you. This is how times have changed. You couldn't do this now. There was this old black woman used to work out there at Sunflower, and in between shifts, she'd walk the fucking grocery store with a switch and catch a youngin' fucking up. And the parents didn't say shit. They're like, well, see, you should have been acting a fool. Shut your damn mouth and behave. Dude. Now you touch somebody else's kid. That would be fucking.
Yep. Dude,
I've had my ass snatched up by other adults and whooped, but I was fucking up. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been fucking up. I got
fucking pinched on the ear by some chicken in Sears, and my grandma thanked her for it because my grandmother had to whoop my ass because I was acting like an idiot in Sears.
That's what my dad liked, Shannon. My dad, the psycho, that's what he liked was the belt.
Yep.
That motherfucker was ruthless. Yeah. Fucking ruthless with that motherfucker, dude.
Dude, I'll tell you a funny story. Me and my first wife, we had twins, right? And we're going through a divorce after a few years, and it is what it is, and I got the kids for the weekend and da-da-da-da-da. And they're over at my house one weekend, and I got the bedroom set up for them, 2 little twin beds, pink with all the toys, all the other shit in there, they're twins, whatever. Nice room set up. I'm sitting on the couch watching a football game, and my daughters finished their lunch, and they say they're going to go in and play. So they're in playing, and I hear them making noise and doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, it got real quiet. And I was like, look. So I walked in, and I caught my daughter, Megan, in midair above the bed. As she came back down on her butt and goes, I wasn't jumping on the bed. Yes, you were. Don't lie, right? And dude, she challenged me. Like, dude, it was like a standoff between a 3.5-year-old and me, right? And she's just like, I go, you're lying. You were jumping on the bed. I'm not lying. I wasn't jumping on the bed. I saw you, Megan. I'm not lying. I wasn't jumping on the bed. Her sister's like, Daddy, Megan was jumping on the bed. I'm like, I don't need your help right now, right? Like, I caught her red-handed. And then I tell her, like, stop lying. You admit you jumped on the bed. If you don't, I'll spank you. And then she goes, I wasn't jumping on the bed. I go, you want 2? I wasn't jumping on the bed. You want 3? And dude, I counted up to 10, and I'm like, I got to walk away from this, right? Like, just walk away from it. So I turn around and I walk away. And as I'm leaving the room, I hear her tell her sister, see, I told you Daddy wouldn't spank me. And I walked in and pulled her off that bed and lit up that little diaper she was wearing or whatever that thing was. And then I put her in my room, and I took the TV off my dresser because I knew she was going to turn it on. Like, you're fucking getting nothing after this. And I go in, and she's crying, and I sit down and I say, well, and she goes, Daddy, mommy says spanking is just like hitting. And I go, what's mommy do when you do something stupid? And she goes, she puts me in timeout. And I go, do you do it again? And she goes, sometimes. I go, I'll explain to your mommy that spanking is discipline. And then when I told her, she goes, you shouldn't have spanked her. I go, I had to because you don't.
Right.
Right? Like, dude, my kid never lied to me after that ever again and never challenged me like that ever again. You know, I wasn't even feeling bad about it. My grandmother would have got a wooden spoon. I used the palm of my hand. My friend's dad would chase him and his brothers around with the bottom half of a cue stick when he was drunk out of his mind off Miller Lite.
I know that guy.
I got that, dude. I caught the stick one night, dude. He was swinging at Edmund, and I was on the fence too, and Edmund made it off the fence, and he hit me in the shin with that shit.
Now, see, I might be fucking up. It's one thing to swat me on a meaty part of the leg or arm, but you hit my shin with a pull stick, and if I can walk, dude, we're going.
Yep.
You might have to beat me down with that stick. Oh my God.
Oh yes, definitely.
My mama
cornbread.
was funny.
Definitely cornbread.
I had spaghetti with some cornbread tonight, funny enough.
I want cornbread now.
And it was good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Right, JP, my grandmother and great grandmother both did that. And if you came back with a switch that wasn't a good whipping switch, you got it even worse. I didn't take me but one time to learn that mistake.
Dude, my grandma Johnson, like on my dad's side, she hit me one time, never hit me again because my grandfather told her she did it wrong because she fucking smacked me right upside the fucking face real hard and knocked me off a chair. And my grandpa goes, you can't do it like that. And I was like, fucking ain't, man.
Now, the only time my mother ever actually struck me in a way like, well, other than the soccer ball incident, but I came in and it was a misunderstanding is what it was, but she fucking lost her shit with me, dude. Mm-hmm. And I was at that age, man. And it wasn't her, but I'd had enough of so many things that I was at a point in my life where I was starting to lash out a little bit. And I called her a bitch. I called her a bitch, dude. And she broke the broom across my face and then across my shin. And I just looked at her like, is that the best you got? Dude. And she fucking stepped back and walked away before it got worse. And I walked to my room proud, man. I didn't feel that fucking shit. As soon as my bedroom door closed, I knew I was alone. I was like, dude, it hurt so bad. But I wasn't going to show her that.
The last time my grandmother hit me, dude, it like I had it coming. Okay, like it was what I did deserve to get spanked, right? Whatever, right? I was 13 and she's gonna fucking whoop me. And so she hit me with the wooden spoon. I don't know, she got like 6 hits and she broke the handle. And I looked at her and I go, ha, what you gonna do now? And she went in and got another one and came back. And she broke that one over my ass. And I jumped up, ha, what you gonna do now? And she did the third one. And I knew there was only 3 wooden spoons left. So after she broke the third one, I jumped up and I go, ha, what you gonna do now, bitch? You ain't got no wooden spoons. And she came back with that metal vented one and just annihilated me, dude. She hit me in the face. She hit me in the butt. She hit me in the back, dude. I had that metal vented soup spoon, that metal vented spoon. God, dude, prints all over my body.
Come on with it, Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitch.
And we've only been yapping on this one for an hour. Patches, pot roast is like my favorite food on the planet. I mean, that's my jam. And you're making pot roast and you suck.
That and
my wife's spaghetti was pretty fucking killer though. I enjoyed my spaghetti. Pot roast is
I had a double fillet of fish sandwich and some cold fries. I wish the fries would have not been cold.
Is that fish from McDonald's?
Yep.
I can't do that.
I can eat it because my teeth go right through it. My tooth goes right through it.
Right. I feel you. I just I eat I mean right now, funny enough, one of the better fast food joints in town because everywhere's so shitty run is our McDonald's, and the one thing I've never and have just for some reason, man, this being in South Mississippi, fish is a thing here,
right?
Seafood, catfish, it's a thing here. So I've just always had my reservations about eating fish from McDonald's. I don't know why that started, but I've always refused. Like, nah, I'm not eating fish from McDonald's. That's just, I don't know. I can't even think of anything behind it now. There's no reason. I mean, I've eaten them fucking fish full of the patties that you get at fucking Long John Silver or shit's just about the same damn thing. So I don't know why I have this thing, but I just can't do it.
Yeah, Damon, I was sitting at the table with my elbows on the table, and my grandfather had a fork and a steak knife, and he fucking poked me in the fucking elbow with the steak knife, not the fork. If it would have been the fork, it would have been okay.
Chickens too. Mitchell,
you still there?
Pilot to Bombardier. Drop that shit.
All right, we're going to do a check here. Who's still here? I see Mitchell was here a minute ago. There he is. What?
You got a question,
Mitchell? Ask a question. Not just make us drink. That's too easy. We're going to say yes. You have to ask a tough question.
You don't have to twist our arm for that.
Mm-hmm.
That may not be something to be proud of, but it is what it is.
Hey, look, acceptance is the answer. First, you have to accept that you want the beer before you can get the answer and have the beer.
Right.
I just chugged and I didn't have a question. Oh, man.
Right. Tone is everything, man. Was that fucking Christopher Walken movie? You're setting a very aggressive tone,
right?
It's Christopher Walken, and I'm trying to remember the movie.
Dude,
he mimics it and makes fun of it in Joe Dirt, but it's actually from another older Christopher Walken movie. When he's talking to this motherfucker, and the shit's about to go down, and he's like, "You're."
I didn't understand that that's a real. I didn't understand that's a real thing. Like my grandma would talk to me about my tone. I didn't understand that was a real thing until I got married, and then I understood that women use a tone. Ain't no party like a hurricane party. Listen, have you seen the dude that stands out in the weather with the flag? Like rocking it with no shirt. Like full on. Can you do that, Damon?
Okay.
Like just tag me on my IG or something. I think it'd be cool.
Right, madam. If I call to this day, if I refer to my mom as mother, yeah, she knows there's a little bit of shit behind it, and she's gonna give me some shit.
dude, I never called my grandmother anything besides grandma. That was it. I always just called her grandma. But I got in my grandpa's face one time, and I called him Ted, and he just looked at me, and I was like, "I'm Kenneth," and he just looked at me, and he's like, "Fuck," and my grandma's like looking at me, and I backed away. And he just looked at me, and he looked like he was so disrespected that I called him by his name. So as he was walking away, I go, "At least I didn't call you Theodore Roosevelt."
Right.
Because that was his name.
See, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but if you say yes, mother, or yes, father, or whatever, that's the same as them calling us by our full name.
Yep.
Like if when your parent calls you by your full name, you're in trouble.
Yep.
Down your way, get your ass, It's like that if I say yes, mother, and it kind of has that same, just a little bit of you know,
that
and you don't mean for it to, but it
that-
does, because you don't
that-
say that unless you do. Unless
that tone is the same thing as yes, dear, from the women.
yes,
Like
dear.
they give you that, and it's like, fuck, man, okay.
I do that to her all the time. Those of y'all that know us know I love poking the bear. I love playfully pissing my wife off, and I'll do that all the time. She'll say something, even something important. Every once in a while, I feel particularly froggy, and I'm just like, "Yes, dear." She'll come off that couch, man, so fast.
I ain't even trying to play that with my wife, dude. She's the kind of person who'll get a machete out and chop you up in the middle of the night or some shit. I'm afraid of going there, but like, you know, actually, who do I do? I get disrespectful with my sister, but I'll also beat up my sister still. You know, I mean, if it came down, I'd still kick anybody's ass who touched her. But if it's me and her, I don't care what it is. Whether it's playing Monopoly, I'm gonna kick her ass. Whether it's me fucking rolling her around in a mud pit, I'll kick her ass. I don't care, one way or the other. That's me and my sister.
Oh my, patches. I think that's where my dad got his love of a belt to use, because my grandfather's on my dad's side. Yeah,
Use
the razor strap was a fucking thing.
Woohoo!
Yeah, those motherfuckers sting. I'm here to tell you.
My grandmother hit me with a hose once. That fucking hurt.
I've been whipped with a hose. And of course, like I said, my dad's preferred method was belt. My mom's preferred method, like if I saw my mama coming with a belt, I knew I'd done fucked up. Because mama was a wooden spoon, and dad made her, because she broke a lot of wooden spoons too, and he made her a lot of little paddles. And put like duct tape on them and made them real shit. And would put duct tape on them and put rough shit on them so they would take hide, man. And with that tape wrapped around them, they wouldn't break, and even if they broke, they'd stay together. And man, yeah, she would. That was her thing. So if I saw mama coming with a belt, it was time to go.
I was around. In fact, like the first 5 years of school, or no, 6 years, because up to fifth grade, yes. our school still had corporal punishment. You get your ass kicked by the principal. Extension cord. Ooh, hell yeah, bro. That would hurt like a motherfucker.
It does. It does.
Damn.
At least some nice welts too. when done properly.
Dude, I'll tell you what, you don't want to get hit with a hanger.
Wire hangers, man, them old school ones.
Oh, they'll fuck your shit up, dude.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, dude. That and the sound of our 12 gauge being fucking caught. It did the same thing. Yep. Dude, I'm telling you. All right, we need to get away from the ass kicking story.
I know, right?
I'm having flashbacks. Y'all done messed me up tonight. Look, I need therapy or something. Dude, if I saw a therapist, I think they would commit themselves. I'd be like, the voices in my head tell me to do this. Huh? Yeah. You know, I got the one from North Carolina telling me to do this. I got the one in Mississippi telling me to do this. One in Oklahoma is telling me to do this. I got one in Ohio that's telling me to do this. And I can't get it straight. Who wants me to do what? They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking? Haven't you heard of Discord? It's like Zoom. Remember that shit? You know, those are the voices in my head. And if you know, you know.
I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me.
Dude, I thank God that didn't happen to me. Dude, I did a lot of hallucinogenical kind of things back in the day. And, you know, for a long, like, even like the day maybe yesterday or something, I don't know. But like, I'm just saying, you know, I was born in 68. There's a good chance my parents were doing acid, and that would explain a lot of things.
That would. My folks, my mom was born in '51. Man, she was
Right.
part of the Elvis generation.
And
dude.
Utah. Yep. Stop shopping. What am I shopping for? She told me to stop shopping again, and I didn't even buy anything. Oh, dude. Yeah, Patches, I got my ass kicked a lot in school. Like, the principal used the paddle that had like the bouncy ball, and they just took that thing off. But the vice principal had the big one, and they had the fucking half-inch drill bit and would drill a hole out, and you had to sign it. He had duct tape on the ground where you had to put your feet and lean forward onto the fucking chalkboard, and then he would count down before he started whacking you. It was like brutal.
See, our teachers at my school, they had the paddles with the holes in them and shit like that, but they didn't whip you like bend over a desk. Once I got into middle school, they did, but at my elementary, they literally still snatched your ass up by the arm and took that paddle and was like, whap, 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 whap. I actually, this is no lie, my mother has a certificate.
Heathens unite.
My time at elementary, I received more paddlings. I was kind of a smart kid that was a little bit ahead, and I was bored. And that's always been my problem is once I get bored, that's when I get in trouble. And I mean, it would be over stupid shit too, man. I'd be done with my work, and we were supposed to be being quiet. So instead of talking and disturbing my other classmates, I would sit there and entertain myself. And I got put out one day because I had taken my cap and I had taken the strap off my book bag and hung it through my cap and tied it around my neck and fucking, I mean, I had just sitting there bored, constructed this whole shit, right? And I got put out and got my ass beat for that. Now, this one day, it was really great. We were trying to scare this second grader, and we were trying to make it sound like there was a ghost in the bathroom stall, and we were banging around and acting a fool, and I was going to jump out and scare the fuck out of the kid. And I was like, ha! Right into the principal. The motherfucker snatched me up. But yeah, I got like a record number. My mom has a certificate of paddlings. Funny enough, the man that gave me most of those paddlings is after he retired from being a teacher, he went on to be a chancery clerk and work in the courthouse down there. And he's the man that signed my fucking and my wife's fucking marriage license.
Oh,
funny enough, he remembered me too. He's like, I know who you are.
Hey, that's some small town stuff right there.
That motherfucker used to whip my ass on the daily, dude.
We had a neighbor. He was a police officer at the El Monte police station and lived on the corner, and he was hella cool, dude. Like he was friends with my grandma, and me and my friend were fucking around with fireworks and something stupid happened, right? And that dude came and told my grandma after they interviewed me why they weren't going to arrest or charge me or my friend for what happened. And I was like, that's really cool that he told her. 3 months later, he hit me up and he told me, hey, you need to stop hanging out at that one house over on that street. And I'm like, bro, I hang out there all the time. I can't stop. And he goes, they're going to get busted. And I'm like, I definitely can't not be there, dude. I'm there every fucking day. And then one day I'm just not going to be there and they're going to get busted. And I fucking went in. I told them I'd be there. And sure as shit, dude, they came and busted all of us. And I was in there, like other kids were getting sent home already. Their parents had already come and picked them up. He had me in there for like 6.5 hours. And then he tells me that I was being released and my grandma was out there. And my grandma wasn't out there. He had just gotten off his shift and he was giving me a ride home. And he was explaining to me that he wasn't going to do anything to me because he didn't want my grandma to get fucking, to know what I had done, that right. Where I was hanging out, right? It was, we were all doing drugs. He didn't want my grandma to find out what I was doing. I mean, that's like every now and then, people give the cops like the fucking worst reputation in the world, but there's still guys out there that still care enough because they know you from being in the neighborhood that they're going to do the best they can to guide you and give you the chances you need so that you don't end up, just another number. And that dude was so cool. And what's funny is his name, right? No big deal what his name is. But fast forward a few years later, and I start making guitars for a living. And there's this new guy who comes out with a company who has these phenomenal guitars, but they're quite expensive, named Tom Anderson. And that was the exact same name of the neighbor who was the cop. And when I was working at the guitar store in Pomona, he happened to come in. He was already retired from being a police officer, and he happened to come in and was looking for a guitar. And what did he buy from me? A used Tom Anderson that I had.
That's cool.
Right? You're monsters and you cuddle. Good Lord. I mean,
yeah, I cuddle with my monster too.
If you've heard this song from Jelly Roll and Chris Calico and Tech Nine, D, what up? Creature, he does talk about that. The monsters outside his window, they're friends to me now. All that. I get it. D, how you doing, bud?
I tell people all the time, man, you can't defy. Everybody's got some voices, man. You can't. You have to learn how to consolidate, man. You have to learn to listen to them sometimes.
Absolutely.
And just say fucking no. And just say no.
Dude, one of the things, when they ask the question about like going on a vacation, one of the things that I love about traveling to different places is experiencing the food. Like out in California, you're not going to find a lot of, catfish fries.
No.
Okay. You guys, don't have avocado as an option on every menu item or kale on anything. Right. So it's like the food.
There actually there is somewhere in town now, because Jay gets it all the time, my boss. He's a real finicky upper crust kind of eater. And like if the rest of us are snacking on chips or something, he's got his little kale chips, and he's he gave me one time, and I took a bite of it, and it's not for me. And maybe it's I just if it's what I had ate growing up, and I was used to it, down here we everything we eat comes out of the ground or the woods.
Dude, when I went to North Carolina to go out and see Jelly Roll, dude, JP was my host there, and dude, he took me around, and the first thing, I was taking pictures of all the menus because I'm like, look at how cheap everything is here. Like, you go to a place, you get a big ass plate of food for like $10 at these little restaurants we were going to. And out in California, like, the cheapest thing on the menu is like $18 or some shit, Avocado pre-rolls. Yeah, your pre-rolled avocado toast with fucking sprouts on it. Dude, why do people eat that shit? Like, cows don't even eat that shit. It's just gross.
Right. Now, there are certain vegetables, and like, I'm a broccoli guy. No, I'm not a broccoli guy. Excuse me. I'm a cauliflower guy. I hate broccoli. But, yeah, vegetables, and it's one of the things that haunt Southern people too, man. Vegetables.
No patches, not out here.
Yeah. Greasy fried shit. Well, I mean, you get garden vegetables. Not so much anymore because not everybody has a garden like they used to. Everyone had a garden when I was growing up, because there was only one grocery store in the county, and you didn't go there for just everything, because they didn't have everything. Most of what you ate came out of your own garden, the woods, or something like eggs. If you had chickens or whatever, you can go to the grocery store and just load up on groceries for the week. That didn't happen. That didn't exist yet.
One of the things that was cool for me with my wife is from the Philippines, so obviously way different cooking styles and everything than what we do here.
Oh yeah.
But what I found out is Philippines are a lot like rednecks. dude, they fry just about everything. I just had to show her different shit you could fry, like okra. When she found out you could fry okra, she was like, "Oh my god!" And like, I told her, you don't understand deep fried pork chops. Like, trust me, dude. Like, deep fried.
You'll know. This is the one thing that bothered me, dude. Now, there's an old college buddy of mine named Abe, and he married a Filipino girl, and he was doing food challenges on his Facebook for a while. He does competition barbecue and crawfish now, and he's actually very good at it. It's almost damn born duck boiled in an egg. What is that called? You boil it and it's all soft, but like if you were to crack it open and look, it still looks like a baby duck almost. Oh my god.
So
what is that called?
They don't deep fry.
Your wife will know.
They don't deep fry them in the Philippines, but balut is that, but it's duck eggs.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
that shit.
God.
Dude, Abe took a bite of it. Abe took a bite of it on his food challenge, and she was standing there looking at him. He was like, "Oh, it's not so bad," but he was like really turning this particular shade of green.
Dude. Like, I'm just saying, I watched Andrew Zimmern because Bizarre Foods was a cool thing for me, right? Dude, he got stumped on 2 things in the Philippines he just could not even handle. Like, he couldn't even stomach it to take a second bite, right? The balut was one of them. And the other one is that big ass fucking stinky ass fruit that they have that fucking it's oh my god, it's got like spikes all over it and shit. Hang on.
I was talking about. The only time I saw him tap out on one was that damn cheese. And it's the most expensive cheese on the planet. But these guys, it's this goat cheese, and when they serve it, it's got worms in it.
Man, what's
still living worms in it.
Philippines.
And that dude didn't handle that fucking cheese very well.
Dude, this shit. Oh yeah, this shit, dude. He said it tastes like sweaty socks with rotten onions in it. And I'm asking my wife what it's called right now, and she'll tell me. Oh, dude. Oh, patches. I told my wife about deep fried squash. Oh yeah.
Oh, Jocelyn does some great fried squash, stewed squash. Jocelyn does some good squash.
Dude, what is this shit called? Oh, durian. Durian fruit. In fact, it smells so bad that they have rules. You can't have it in your hotel room, and you can't have it on public transportation.
Damn.
That's how bad it smells, dude. Now think of this. They got the stinkiest shit ever that he couldn't stomach, and a fucking dead baby duck egg fucking thing that he couldn't handle. And my wife says I'm a chicken shit because I don't want to go over there and eat the food. No, I'm brave, but not stupid. Right?
I got a cousin.
It's like, I thought you were badass. You should eat it. No, I shouldn't.
I got a cousin that went down there and stayed for several months, and he went back and stayed for several months. He's been down there several times, and every time he goes for between 6 months to a year. And I don't know, man. He's been eating a lot of every time he comes back, he looks a lot healthier than he did when he went down there. So something's working.
Oh, I'm telling you, it is
not really, pickled.
It is fried. It is really true that. Okay, let's take for instance chicken fried. Let's take for instance chicken fried steak. That piece of meat ain't good for nothing unless you fry it.
Right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, what else are you going to do with it? Nothing. You fry it and it's perfect. You don't fry it, it's god awful. Yep. Right? So,
but it works.
Dude, but what got my wife was she would watch the travel shows, and they would show like all these, big fairs, state fairs and world fairs and all that stuff. And you know how that goes. You're in the South, dude. The fairs have 473 things that are deep fried and then some slushies. Right?
They got everything. Yeah, man. I mean, the Oreo cookies, the candy bars, everything is fried. My shit's good though. It's just a heart attack in a bowl though. Dude, fried ice cream. That's a thing down here. Fried ice cream.
I'm gonna be honest. At this point in time in my life, I'm on the downslope. I'm not trying to prolong this, so I'd rather die happy than be like this vegan vegetarian dude, my doctor told me to be vegetarian to lose weight, and I told him, you're fatter than me, bro. What are you talking about? Like, no, I don't want to die with eating food that fucking tastes like shit. I want to I want to fucking go out eating like a big ass steak or or dude, know them tomahawk steaks.
Right.
A tomahawk steak.
Oh, I've had a fried Twinkie. Have you had fried ice cream, Kenny? Deep fried ice cream?
Yes, I
That's some
have.
good shit.
It's really good. There's a Spanish version of it too, where it's got cinnamon on the outside of it, which is really good.
Yep.
Yep. The the deep fried butter was not a good idea. I tried that. I tried that at a stand.
Deep fried butter,
dude.
I'm sure that was rich as fuck.
dude, it was like I took one bite and I just wanted to go fucking like lay down and die. I felt like I was gonna have like, some cardiac arrest off of it.
Fried bananas are the bomb.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, y'all got me wanting to go to the fair. When is the fair?
Right, man.
Man,
Yeah, and that's the thing too, man. My favorite thing that they do at the fair we have here, there's a little steakhouse over there. It's hilarious. It's a steakhouse where the stables are for all the. It's a long story, but it's funny, and but that fair that comes through there, they have this one place that shows up that does the Philly cheesesteaks, man.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. But when they hand it to you, when you first open it up and look at it, you're like, I'm going to suffer for the next probably 6 weeks of my life for eating this. And then you proceed to devour it. Funnel cake, hell yeah. All that shit, man.
Yeah. I love, we have a Renaissance fair out here. And when they do the Renaissance fair, they do the deep fried turkey legs.
Yeah, I bet that shit's good.
Oh my
That's a thing down here too, man.
Oh,
there's convenience
God.
stores.
Yeah.
Convenience stores around here will have them. And
funnel cake.
Things.
Jesus, Shannon, why you put me on? I had this sugar thing ever since I started buying soda again.
Y'all are making me hungry. I'm going to have to go get some spaghetti.
Damn, y'all are messing up my diet. Wait, I don't have a diet. That's right. I just do what I want.
Orgasm on a leg bone.
Dude, listen.
That needs to be a song title.
Listen. You're walking around at the Renaissance fair eating a big old turkey leg while all these chicks are walking around in those Renaissance outfits, pushing everything up in front of you. Like it's a savage moment to eat that turkey leg.
I used to do the SCA stuff and the medieval events. But the cool thing about that was, I mean, you go there,
nice,
there'd be motherfuckers really making armor, really making a lot of things. But somewhere there was always someone making, by God, old school honey mead. And man, you were talking about some stout shit. One cup of that, it doesn't matter if you think you should go back and get another one. Don't.
Yep.
Because you wait that shit out, and pretty soon you are tore up, man. Shit is fucking. Ugh.
Dude,
it's like drinking moonshine nectar or something, man. That shit is like jet fuel.
Dude, and then it's like the alcohol is stronger or something at there, because it's like when I went to England, dude, I could drink a pint of beer here, pint of Coors Light, no problem, doesn't bother me at all. Over there, their beer's like way like stupider, and you drink a pint of that, and all of a sudden you're like, fuck, I might be buzzed.
What most people call beer in the United States is actually not beer. It's an IPA.
Yep.
So, a real beer is stronger anyway. And the funny thing is, in the United States, it's regulated by state. Down
That's
here,
right,
beer can't be over. Well, now it's like 5 or no, is it 8%?
Absolutely. Listen.
But first time I went to Wichita, Kansas, man, they didn't have the same laws Mississippi had on the beer. And we got a pitcher of beer, and we're used to drinking several pitchers of beer each. And we get a single pitcher of beer with our pizza, man, and we're all fucked up. Like, what in the hell?
Right.
I had some stout ass fucking beer.
I don't like that kind anymore. I like to be able to drink and pace myself. I don't like to drink one beer and then chase it with the light beer afterwards to keep it how fucked up you already are. I like to have it gradually hit me.
Right.
Which is why. Can I mention to anybody who knows about this stupid screwball whiskey? That was a bad idea from somebody in here who suggested that, because screwball to me, like regular whiskey, I don't drink much of it. You know, a shot here, a shot there. But that stuff, I'm like tilting back. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah.
That's the problem with that elderflower moonshine that Shauna got us, man.
Oh, I bet.
You saw it in all these live streams. Once you start pulling on it, dude, you can't stop, dude. That shit's like crack. And we'll fucking lay you down.
You guys have both been around. Many of you have been around the Ren Fair stuff. Yep.
I went through a phase. I was catching all the Renaissance Fair, all the medieval games, all the medieval, like the SCA. I actually made I would go to make my rings. I actually went and got a fucking like screen door springs that that's attached to the door, so when you open it, it comes back. Cut them bitches up and made chainmail armor. And I also did a lot of the Irish, Scottish, Highland Games stuff that was local. So I've gotten to see a fair chunk of that kind of stuff. That shit is always, if you've never done it and you think it sounds silly, do it. And those of you that would you think you would enjoy it and you haven't gone into a Renaissance fair or a medieval gathering or even, like I said, the Irish, Scottish stuff, they have a lot of cultural shit too. That shit's fucking, dude.
Right here in our little
Then people have a good time. You can call them nerds all you want. They have a great time. I got friends that are still very involved in that shit.
Right here in this little town in California, and that's why I have to say California, because you aren't going to believe the shit that is actually in California. We have a Ren Fair, and we also have Civil War reenactments every year.
That's a big thing down here too. Yep. Vicksburg. Now
you wouldn't think.
Right. I would. That California is not the first place.
There. Yeah. Right.
That used to be a real big deal around here. It's kind of, lost some of its popularity, but they still go out and do that shit, man.
I go over there with my Rebel hoodie, my hat. They're looking at me like, what's up? And that team is like, hell yeah. And the other guys are like the jacket, Man, you don't drink whiskey, you drink whiskey. Got it. Well, shoot. You want to see if we can get an after party going over there?
Hell yeah. We can check it out.
Yep.
We can play the dope show.
For any and all of you that want to and know where it is, you can join us over at
If you know, you know.
Yep. If you know, you know. And there's a room there. You'll see us there. Clothing optional for, I don't know, two or three people, I guess. Right? Right?
Jesse's secret is, Kenny, he never shows us all of it.
Shut up. It was an accident twice. Okay? God.
He couldn't if he did. Camera don't pan out that wide.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. My camera's zoomed in on it, apparently. I got a hair count. I got a hair count from somebody. That's pretty bizarre. I'm not telling who counted them. They had to have screenshot it or something. So, you know who you are. Shit.
Moving along.
we're going to get out of here before YouTube kicks us out.
Right. This is starting to take that hard left.
All right. Y'all have a great night. We will see you over there. Cheers, everybody, and thank you for being here.